Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're from where?
Boston.
Boston. All right. You don't have attitude about it. Fuck.
You do. If you say you're from Boston, you got to have attitude.
Shit.
You don't just
You go
Boston.
You go Boston. Like you already know. That was the implication.
How many times do I gotta say you wicked stupid? You can't say wicked because you can't say that anymore. But that's what they say.
Why can't you say it?
Oh no, you can't. You're not allowed.
You can't say wicked?
Why?
No, but you can't say what I said.
Oh, stupid.
No.
Okay.
I didn't say that.
I don't know.
I would say my aunt would be like, she's 63, by the way, before you say anything. She'd go, hey, you wicked quit. I go, you can't say that, Auntie. She goes, who the fuck's going to stop me? And I go, nobody.
Nobody.
You know, as a matter of fact, I don't even know.
Nobody's stopping her.
And then she'll say, she goes, hey, douchebag. I go, hey, we're in the airport, and this is weird. So, no.
You're going to be that person one day. You know how, like, when you were younger, like, it would be your parents that would say stuff, and you'd be like, oh, my God, that's racist.
I'm
or
that way
something.
now.
And then it's like it goes with generations. And you know what it's going to be? It's going to be, like, the way we'll screw up the pronouns and things like that. So whatever becomes the next thing becomes the thing then that, you know, you screw up because you weren't.
It's almost like my cousin.
Gonna get a little closer.
All right. Let me. I'm so uncomfortable now.
Are you uncomfortable?
Yes.
Am I too close?
It's yes.
Can you
My
hear us?
Space.
Can you
space.
hear us?
There's space.
Okay.
So my cousin, I wouldn't say like he's gay. I'm saying like there's glitter all in his house. I'm saying like you're slipping into the house over like the glitter that
Somewhere
has been
over the
dropped
rainbow.
there.
Okay.
That has just been thrown. So anyway, we're in front of like this priest and he goes, don't say the word gay. I said it 895 times.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Something like, I went and auditioned for the Laugh Factory, I remember. And they were like, this is your first time, just don't swear. I go, I don't swear. I think that I was like, I swore it 895 times. I was like, yeah, you motherfucker. I go, I don't even know where that it's like, it's not like I'll consciously go, hey. It's like I will go, like, my friend goes, it's like anything inappropriate. What is happening? Am I doing something wrong?
No.
Like you're staring.
No.
No, because my friend
We're
goes,
waiting for the punchline. We know it's coming, Sean. We know we're just decorating until you get to it.
Well, I look up and he's like this.
I'm like checking my text. I'm like,
No, because my friend last night, she goes, you don't know the eyes. She goes, don't you know what the eyes mean? Because I looked up and she goes like this.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went like this. She goes, all you do is copy me.
Yeah, no.
So she goes,
right.
And I went like this. And she goes, and I go, she goes,
like,
if you don't stop with the head. She goes, I'm trying to say.
Right.
There was a woman in Starbucks, right? You know, we live in Los Angeles, right? So
Because there's no Starbucks anywhere else.
No, but the whole point is it's Los Angeles. So I look over and I go, and then she goes, no, it's subtle. This woman looked like this. No. They were, and then she looked like her cat. Like her eyes went up, like you know the cat lady that's famous, like for we'll put it up. The cat lady that's famous for the she died.
Yeah, did she die?
Yeah, she's famous for her big cheeks and her cat eyes. So it was that.
That makes me
sad.
sad.
And then she had butt implants.
You know, it makes me sad.
But I was like,
sorry. Didn't mean to rain on you.
So when was this?
well, now we're gonna have a funeral. Now we better have like a eulogy for the cat lady.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
A moment of silence
as Shar has
for
said,
the cat lady.
As Shar has said,
Right, so anyway, you rented the cat lady 2.
I'm saying I don't when you were up there and you were doing this. I was saying, is this what my friend says when I don't understand?
Oh, that you
the
weren't
eyes?
getting the social cues. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe I am on.
No, Bill was not giving you social cues.
He was just fixing the camera.
I was actually waiting for an apropos time to move and come back to my chair.
Right.
This is why we have to explain who I am. So people will say, I'm in a very serious conversation, and I'll go, pay attention. Pay attention, stay the course. It's like the Star Wars thing. Stay, because you have to, and don't have a face that looks like you're going to laugh.
Yeah.
This sounds sad. It's like, that's how my brain works. So she's always like, come back, circle back. Where are you going? I'm always like, my brain
Well,
goes,
Shar doesn't speak in complete thoughts. She
No.
speaks in bits and pieces, we
no,
like to
my
call
brain,
it.
or I'll start in a conversation, I'll walk in. the Fruity Pebbles wasn't on sale.
Right.
My friend goes,
And
what was the first part of that conversation?
right. Exactly.
And I'll go, thought we were going to go to the store because the Fruity Pebbles will only be on sale until 4. Yes, I needed all that information.
No, I do notice that you do that, but I can usually follow along. I used to do this with my mother. I used to
I
say,
could follow along.
Like
you're following along
I used
like
to
a
say-
bouncing ball.
I used to say to my mother, I feel like I'm playing password, because she would be that way too. So I'd have to like fill in, like I'd be like waiting for the clue. So that's how I am with you. It's like I'm waiting for, I'm like, okay, I'm following.
I know we've said this before.
Raisins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
But Char and I were talking before that we do live in Los Angeles, as she has pointed out, and we met on set, which we've said before, and we spend a lot of time. Char's a stand-up comic, right? Would you say that?
I don't
And-
like telling people that.
Okay.
I literally, because then people are like, well, she's not that funny.
Why
It's
has
like
she
if you,
supported comedy, like stand up for comedy.
Yeah.
that's right. That's what I do. I love comedy. I'm supporting
She
you right
stands
now
up
in
for
the
comedy,
audience.
yes. And I'm an actor, performer, whatever, and you know, and as we all are, you know, so it's hard to.
Put it this way. She just came back from France, and she goes, I gotta do a play. She's like, I gotta do a play. And then today she was like, oh my gosh, it's my 3rd play. I go, did you just get back?
No,
You've
second
done
play.
3
It's my
plays?
second play since getting back from France.
It doesn't
I got
matter.
back
2 weeks ago.
I know.
It's her 2nd play.
Okay, but anyway, we spend a lot of time on set as stand-ins, and what you do as a stand-in, we mostly work in multicam. So there's multicam and single cam, as they call it, and in multicam, it's all the sitcoms, it's all comedy, and stand-ins are there for the camera setups, for the lights, for the sound. Because they'll run it like a play, and then all that equipment will move with everybody in the set, and the stand-ins will usually run it to make sure that all that works, sound, camera. However, in the years that have started, they started hiring people that were more actors, because they would also have you going in and running rehearsals. And now there's actually something that's been changed in our union contracts where you're called did you know this? A rehearsal actor. Oh. Yes. And you get a higher scale as a rehearsal actor. So if you go in, because we've done this a million times, where you go in, so it's called first team, second team. So first team are the actors, second team are the stand-ins, where second team will go in and they'll run the show with first team. And all of that was always done basically just for your base. But what would happen is they would specifically, like I would get specifically hired because they knew I could do comedy, because I would get hired to run a show. We're going to run. So you're specifically getting hired for that, but you weren't getting paid for it. Now, that's not always untrue. There were certain people you could ask for a bump, they would call it. You ask for more money, but you'd have to negotiate it.
Not drugs, everyone.
Yes, you'd have to negotiate it every single
A bump is
time.
not cocaine.
And it was uncomfortable after a while. And also then sometimes you'd feel like, oh, that's all. So anyway, so it has been changed, and now we actually get.
know this.
Yes, there's a higher rate if you come in and you work with first team in any capacity. Doesn't have to be like for the show day. Doesn't have to be any capacity. If you're in with first team, if there's a first team person on set, you get a raise. So, and it literally comes on your voucher. It says rehearsal actor and then the higher rate. Anyway, so that's how we met. And so, but we were talking about this before, is that this is the only time, like you can't do what we do. Like if we think about moving, we can't really move and do what we do to make a living, because we're not doctors, lawyers, accountants, and stuff like that. So we just couldn't move. Can your body language be any more shut down? You're like,
Oh,
and
sorry.
and so
So if we leave LA,
I'm
Yes.
feeling like my.
it's a perishable skill all of a sudden.
yes, exactly. It doesn't now. New York,
It's not even a skill. It would be like, this would be like after the 5th day, I would be like, are we going to have rock and roll day? Are we going to be in our pajamas on Friday? We're always in pajamas on Friday, because every day is like t-shirt day, or it's like
Funny
it's
hat
a fake
day.
funny hat.
Yeah.
It's like we dress up, and then we have we'll have these rap parties, and it's like no other job. Like even if like my family, sometimes they don't understand my work. And
My work is it's going great. I actually just set up this show that
I never understand anything that you do or say.
I'm literally speaking English. So.
that's what I get when I get home. They're like, Diva's home. Because they get so oh, your life is so, they don't even know how to relate to getting fed.
Right.
Steak.
Right.
And then you're on Universal Studios and you're like, Yeah, we just ran into, Tom Holland. Or it's like...
Which we did.
Yes. But stand-ins really are part of the crew, but we're not paid the big bucks. Like, they make it seem like I am.
Yeah.
Like, you must be... So, and you're like, it doesn't really work that way. But it's so, like, if you want to be in this business, it's... For me, it's like, oh, I get to play. Mm-hmm. And you get to play. Like... Well, we're trying to be normal, like we don't get to,
and I have to say, like, I hate that. And I don't know, Bill, well, no, you're not from LA either. So, because if you were born and raised here and you were born and raised like in Burbank and then went and worked in Hollywood, your family would not say, we're just trying to be normal. Because they were, you know what I'm trying to say? So I always hate the fact that when you go home, I'm not saying that this is my case necessarily, but for a lot of people and it was when I first moved out here, a lot of like people I grew up with be like, oh, she went Hollywood.
Yes.
It's that kind of stuff.
And you're like, I don't want white bread. Oh, okay. Hollywood.
Yes.
Excuse us.
Yes. So it really was like you were like going into a different world that they couldn't understand, and somehow they resented because it made you different than them, and they didn't want you to be different than them. Yeah. It comes from a place of fear of them losing you, but then everything is almost like oh, you. I could just say something, but I don't find any job derogatory, so I don't even want to say like as if you're doing whatever. But it just like, and I always hated that. It was like because then they weren't a part of my world. That my world was always separate from them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I find my family gets mad if I say it's the word in-ground pool. They're like,
well, and I would think that some families also would do it with other jobs. Like if you went off to be a doctor, how's the surgeon? Like they're not understanding what it means to be a doctor. I think it's when you come from like...
I don't know, because my niece is a physician's assistant.
And they're not...
And they don't say anything like that. Okay. They're just like...
So it's just something about Hollywood.
No, because my sister, she didn't even hear me. Christmas. I'm sleeping on her couch. I wake up in the middle of the night. I move the toys because I keep tripping over them, the kids' toys, and I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. So I move them under the tree. The tree goes around.
Trees do.
It starts to click. So I go, what the fuck? I go in the middle of the night. I'm moving and shoving this thing. The tree starts to fall on me. I go, it's this big. I can't tell my sister. She'll kill me. She's going to kill me. So all I hear is when she finds out, all I hear is that diva.
Yeah.
Because that diva's got to sleep until noon.
Yes.
Because that diva, and I have the eye things on, but that's because, because it's like the breakfast at Tiffany's, but mine are nice with eyes.
Actual eyes? Like, do they have the eyes where the eyeball things?
No,
like
they have
move?
the eyelashes, and it's satin.
That's awesome.
So then I hear nothing but diva, and I'm like going like this, but that's because I'm on the couch. So they all don't come in, but I'm on LA time, so I'm up till 3. But if I heard the word diva, and it's like I'm like,
it's interesting, right?
I've never felt so resented.
Yeah,
and in my
and satisfied. There's nothing diva about it. It is like factory work. It is like hitting a time clock, working all day, hitting a time clock, go. Nothing about it is glamorous. Even the stuff you see on TV, like the awards, nothing. It's all work.
Like 12, 14-hour days. 12. Same with movies. I stood in for a child.
Well, that's single cam. Movies, single cam.
But multicam, which is sitcom, which is 4 cameras, like you were saying. And it's really hard work because you have to be, I tell people, I go, no, you have to be like sitting there watching every move they make. And if they change it, you better know they changed it in that moment. So I can't be even tuned in. Because I just started doing background to get my health insurance. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. I don't have to think. I don't have to be like, and I have dyslexia. So they're like, why are you on the right? And I go, okay. And I'll move over. And like, she doesn't know where she is. I go, she does. Her brain. Like,
it's catching up.
Like if I'm in a jazz club, like if I'm in a jazz class and they're like, go to the right. I'm like, I'm going this way. And I'll go, and my brain is like, it's like mirrored.
Stage right.
So it's, yes. So it's very hard to go, I'll know to go right, but then I just do this weird, like.
Well, you're unsure because you're dyslexic.
Yeah, but then it makes you look like.
Yeah.
And
so
stand-ins can be like.
Explain stage right versus, and downstage and upstage versus the audience's perspective.
Well, I can tell you the easiest way to remember downstage and upstage.
Up and away. Up and away from the camera.
No, that's
down towards the camera.
No, no. Well, that's good, but.
No.
That's not it. But the reason it was created is that stages, going way back to the Greeks, used to be raked, right?
Yeah.
They are still now, to a sense. They would rake up, and that was for perspective to build sets. So you would literally be going up the stage and down the stage, and that's the easiest.
Elevation.
Yes, and that's really how the term came. And then obviously stage right and stage left is obvious. But then when you're on the camera, for the cameraman, it's camera right, camera left. You know what
There's
I mean?
nothing more torturous than you're like, your camera right, your left, my left. No.
So when they say go camera right, it's your left.
And then you get such precise. This is what's weird about sitcoms that I will watch my sister during Christmas. I'm not even kidding when I say that I was there 2 weeks and I said, "Is there anything on other than Family Ties?" Anything. We watched it 24/7, and then after a while, I thought, wow, I don't know how the stand-ins did it. Because he would run to the top of the stairs, jump from the stairs, take off in the like the wheelchair, past the thing, and now it's like sitcoms are like this. I even noticed it. They'll turn, hello, and they'll go like this. I'm back now over here, and I was like thinking about that, and I said, if you watch the older ones like Robin Williams, oh, that's a little fun fact for you. There used to be 3 cameras.
That's right.
And Robin Williams invented the 4th camera.
Well, he didn't invent it.
But Gary Marshall did because they couldn't get the coverage. He ran so much.
Yep.
They said, "Did you get that? It was brilliant." He goes, "Get that? It was like a lightning." So the X camera became the Robin Williams stay on him camera.
That's right. And the reason they call it X instead of D,
ABC,
because it would be like B, D, C. It all. So they just called it X because
things. What do they name camera? They give cameras names.
Yeah. So it's A camera, B camera, C camera, X. And then the reason they call it X is because they didn't want it to be confused by saying D, C, B, too many of the same sounds. So then they called it X. And also, what you probably do know is that it was Desi Arnaz that created the 3. Did you say disco?
Sitcom.
Oh, there's a disco.
He invented the teleprompter.
And
don't fool around with me with Lucy, because I'll take you down.
Okay, and Jerry Lewis, Video Village, just saying. Jerry Lewis started
and
Video Village so he could watch his comedy.
Lyle Wagner invented the Star Wagon. That's why it's called the wagon. It's Lyle Wagner from Carol Burnett.
Never knew that.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Looks like somebody knows something.
But so Desi Arnaz, 3 cameras.
Right. And what else? Did he invent?
Teleprompter.
And what else?
Also
Cigarettes?
the rerun, like
the bongos.
What did you say?
That he filmed on film. And he said, "Can we film on film?" And then that's why they're so nice looking in reruns. And all that didn't exist back then. They used to film on that what was it called? The
Kinescope?
Not kinescope, but close. No, you're close. It was like something like that. And they would then like film that in New York and send it back here. That's why when you see the old like
Jackie Gleason.
yes, that they have that weird kind of like look. So he did it because they thought, oh, well, who's going to care? Like film, and of course it started, and that started
And they let him keep it, right?
They let him keep
the
it.
Studio didn't know. He
No.
did.
Yep.
Desi Lou Production. Thing you said earlier was
Anyway.
When I finally I'm doing background, I finally realized I don't have to work as hard.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that? The stand-in has to work harder?
Because you really make a comparable
Do you
money
mean
to being
think?
a background person.
You mean probably think as hard.
Like you get to come in, we play cards, we play football. Because I'm doing background on, we can just say it right, Happy's Place.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on Happy's Place with Reba and Reba and fun fact, I was in country music forever, and I've introduced her to 7,000 people, whatever. So.
Wait, that wasn't a complete sentence. You were in country music forever.
I was country music.
Oh, you introduced her music. I thought you meant her personally.
No, her personally.
Wait, I'm confused.
We would use because if you're like we had a morning show and she would come through, you would introduce her as and
Have
we
you
would
talked to her about that?
Yeah, she remembers. I have a picture.
What did you do
I'll
in
show a
country
picture.
music? What did you do in country music?
No, she worked at a radio station.
I had a
so-
morning show.
Yeah.
You did.
In country.
Yeah.
So the
She has
whole point
to.
is
Yeah.
we're on that show, but background is like you just come in and they go, okay, you're going to be in the background and you're just going to pretend to talk. And, we can find a scene that we're in while we're talking, especially the one we just did.
Yeah.
The scene when we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
with
yeah, at the bar.
Melissa
Yeah.
Peterman.
Yeah.
So it's like great. It's like, but when you're standing in, you've got to have your notes. I have my notes on a computer. I got to know, okay, when she said this line, she's behind the bar. Then when she said this line, she walked around the bar. But
Who's she?
Melissa, say, all right, so I was, who's standing?
Whoever you're standing in for.
Whoever I'm standing
Your
in
actress.
for. If it's Sherry O'Terry, I need to know she went from the back of the plane to the front of the plane on this line. So they go, what happened at this line, Charlene? So, like, say you walk in and they're rehearsing. For 2 days, you have to watch their rehearsal. And you write down everything they did.
And their rehearsal changes and their blocking
Yep.
changes, yes.
So
and the lines change.
Yes, but you have to know, and then if it changes, that's what you are constantly paying attention, because they could say, I don't like this line, and now she moves on this line. So then you go to erase it and go, no, she left. So when the actors come in, they'll go, when did I leave the kitchen table? And you go, you left on this line. Go to hell, Dad. So then,
Okay, so
That's
you're watching the actors, you're taking all the notes, and then they leave the set, and you go on as a stand-in.
Yeah, while they block the cameras. So then they're setting up the cameras, and that can take hours, because then when it's show night, the camera will start to come around, and they got to know they're coming around because I showed them that she moved. So then they're saying the director of photography is
DP.
going, Charlene, did she move on this? Because we want to make sure camera X gets her laugh or her joke. And then
there will be many times too, which you have to be prepared for, that maybe they have to go off, because if it's like a new show or a hit show, they have to go off and do press, like maybe for Entertainment Tonight.
Yep.
Then they'll have to leave for like an hour, and then they'll be like, Char, come on, you're going to run this with first team. That's where the extra money then comes in. You're going to run this with first team, and then you have to go. So you have to know what they're doing, know the blocking. You don't have to memorize the words, but you have to be fluid enough that you've seen it and
I'm not fluid. I'm like they'll tell me, Charlene, you're going to be doing the mother. She has a headache. And I'm like, what? I'll be doing the mother? Because there's about 50 people watching you. And the network, it's called a network run through. So you'll have all suits and they don't laugh, which I think is ridiculous, because how are you supposed to feel good?
me.
Well, they're really
No,
tough
I know,
crowd.
just kidding.
They're
They're
a
a tough crowd.
So you have to do,
Because they're crafting their show, so they want it to
they
be
want
what
to know
they
the jokes are being sold.
Yeah.
And you have to go with the A-listers, whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes, they're like,
Then there's also a fine line between...
you better deliver it, and you better make them feel like they're acting.
Yes. And
And-
there's also a fine line between delivering the jokes and doing it in the rhythm that the actor you're standing in for would do it, but not imitating. Because imitating almost feels like you're making fun of, or being like, and so it's like you want to do it, like if for Reba, you would obviously do it in the rhythm of a Southern sound, but you don't want to like sound like I'm literally mimicking, the way
Hey, you guys!
the way
I'm
that she
Reba.
talks.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Charlene, do you
That's
have a
right.
Southern
That you
accent?
wouldn't want to
Do
do
you have a
that.
Southern accent
right,
like that?
right. Because then it would
Which I've
seem.
heard is being done.
Something else I was going to say about that too, about
And if you have any questions, you can call us at 310 on the screen, 555-5555.
we're taking live calls now and donate.
Well, you know what? It is the multicam is really hard.
But also, as we were saying before, you have to live here. Like you can't live like.
What are you going to go stand in for a lawyer? I'm going to stand in for you when you go to court. Do you have any skills? I can stand in for you and do the court thingy you do.
But anything anything at all. And as an actor, as a stand-in, doing background. I mean, voiceover, you could live anywhere. Basically now, you can live anywhere doing voiceover, which, wasn't always the case. You used to have to go in and go into the booth. But now everybody has their own booth at home. But yeah, if you're going to be in show business, you really kind of have to live in LA or New York. I mean, there are other places you can live, but there's no way I don't think you can live in, say, even North Carolina and make a living as a stand-in or doing.
No.
I also think most of their stuff might not even be union.
Well, I mean,
although
you
I
could
don't
go,
know that
my
for
sister
sure.
goes, why don't you just, because LA has been hard lately. So with jobs,
Hard
so,
all the time.
Well,
Yeah,
lately it's
yeah.
been.
Well, we went through strikes, pandemics, shutdowns.
Should I move? But then my sister goes, just go to Atlanta. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's non-union. And then I go, but they really do only single camera. And they do a few sitcoms, not many.
yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I could be on Dynasty. But again,
Where's
it's
that
like,
being shot?
in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I'm saying like, or the Stranger Things
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
or the Marvel
Yeah.
movies. I go, but it's still this is not sitcom.
Yeah.
This is where they're doing, and they may do a few, but not like here. So it is like you'd have to go. Well, I'm getting a new life.
Also, you're getting a new life, exactly. Also, here, you can work day in and day out, week upon week upon week. I mean, there really is enough work. I mean, people always complain there's not enough work, but there is enough work. But if you live, I know that there are actors from different like Facebook groups and stuff I'm on. Like there are actors that say live in Michigan and they work as actors, but it's like maybe 4 jobs a year. You know what I mean? So they'll audition, they'll get something, and whatever's the closest like film community, they'll go down, they'll do 3 episodes of say a Stranger Thing. But then that's like you're only doing it like 7 to 8 days a year. And imagine how like kind of empty that feels. Like you're auditioning and doing that. And I think the joy that I find in doing what we do is there is a community. There is
you start to know everybody.
You do. You start to know everybody. There's a community. You see people. You get to know people. So it feels like, and also like I can see Shar here or Bill here, and then I might not see them. I'll see this one, but and this one, but I might not see them for months, and then we'll be on another show, and then we'll see. And so there's a nice feeling that no matter what other state you are working in, maybe New York, it might be a little bit if you're like in the Law and Order world. Will you have that sense of community? It will just be like a job once in a while. So that really is a great plus.
And once you get a show, it's like, that's what Ivan was like, oh, I just want a show. And a show just means you're on a show. Like some people, 5 years, I was on Baby Daddy with Melissa Peterman for years. So it's like it becomes, you're there every day.
Yeah.
It's a family.
It is. And it's a family with everybody from the studio people all the way down. You really do get to know everybody personally when you're working that much. But I just have to say before we wrap this up, because that then brings me to the Bibbly Bobs.
The Bibbly Bobbly Awards. I'm not making fun of her award. I just keep calling them the Razzies and the Roozies and
the Bibbly Bobblies. So here's the crazy thing. So I had a guest starring part on a Netflix show that it's called John Mulaney Presents Everybody's in LA that just won a Critics' Choice Award like a couple of days ago. And then next week, I was then nominated. I don't even know if I told you this, Bill. I was nominated there's an awards for stand-ins and for background.
I didn't even know it existed.
And I didn't know it existed until like about 2 years ago. This is like their 7th year. I think they're doing it. This is 7th or 8th year. And I got nominated for Best Female Multicam Stand-In. And I had told a friend of mine last year when I first found out about him, I said, I want to get an Emmy Award, and they're called the Blurries, which I don't know why I love that name, but I do. Because it's just so...
Not to be confused with an ice cream for Dairy Queen.
What did you call before the fuzzies?
The fuzzies.
But it's like...
she's going to do it for the fuzzies.
But it's like...
I'm not downplaying her award.
No. I mean, look, I had a friend that went there last year, and honestly, it was like, these are people make their living doing this. And so I said, I want to get an Emmy Award and a Blurry in the same year. So I got I didn't get the Critics' Choice, but the show I was on got a Critics' Choice, and I got nominated for a Blurry Award.
I just didn't even know the name anymore.
Because you keep changing it. She calls it the Bibbly Bobbly.
The Bibbly Bobbly Awards.
So anyway, so I'm going to go there next week. I'm going to the awards, and I will tell.
Thank you.
I'm having one. You can come. You can come.
You'll probably start laughing. Thank you for this flurry. I mean, flurry.
It's a blurry, not a flurry. Anyway, that's the difference between when you do this in Los Angeles. This isn't, you know what I mean, because you do build a sense of community.
I'm never going to win a flurry award. I'm going to just say something about myself, and I'm not proud.
Oh,
but
boy.
I have this personality, and my friend goes, you need to watch this show. She's jealous of everything. It's you. Click. I'm like, and I watch it. But I was like, when you said you were at a stand award, I'm like, I'm never going to get a stand award.
Maybe next year. I think once
not one person that wants to nominate me.
I think once you get in it, like you have it, you can nominate people. Like I think that's how it works. So next year,
I'll start paying people off.
Just like if you play your cards right, you can get a flurry.
If God is my witness, if what's her name, Beyonce can get a country music award,
you can get a blurry.
I can get a
anyway. But we'll tell you
flurry award.
We'll tell you more about that after.
Yes,
the
we're
awards.
next week. Okay.